Hello, I am the Philocypher, and welcome back to the Console Xplosion podcast. We have our special edition E3 wrap-up, and I am joined by some very familiar voices. I have Antonio of GokadoRetroReviews. How's it going?
Hey, it feels great to be back, man. It's been so long. I don't know. It feels like it's been years, man. I've been just so busy, but it's great to be here.
It's great to have you back. I've missed that voice and that smooth Guadalajaran accent.
Yeah, the Guadalajara accent.
Next we have Tyler, the video game hunter. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
No problemo. And then we are joined by Jared, the CEO and founder of theconsolexplosion.com. How's it going, buddy?
Good. Glad to be here. This should be a fun one.
This is going to be good. So I did a lot of talking in the last two podcasts, so I'm going to try to take a backseat this time and get your guys' impressions on a lot of things. And the first thing that I want to know is, in your opinion, or in your mind, who do you think lost E3?
Straight up, I'll let you know who lost E3. The people who spent over $2 million, now $3 million, on Shenmue 3. What a shitty game and a shitty franchise.
Oh my god, and this show is done. We are wrapping it up and kicking out Jared.
I'm joking.
Okay.
I spent money for that. It's a great thing. I honestly think the loser would have to be actually Square Enix, in my opinion, or EA, because they really had nothing to show. They just showed a lot of things we've already seen. Nothing jumped out. EA was pretty bland, and, sports. Woo, Madden, FIFA, hockey, baseball, whoop-de-fucking-do, right?
You don't like sportsing?
Sports
sucks. Unless it's NBA.
NBA Jam or Blitz?
Oh, yes. NBA Jam. I love that game. Yeah. I love it to death, and I bought the remake for the PlayStation 3. Love it.
Yeah, I really
enjoyed that. Too bad the servers are down.
Oh, that sucks.
Closed all the servers, so you can't play online anymore.
Wow. That sucks.
What about you, Antonio?
Yeah, I gotta say, I agree with EA. That's, I think, is by far, the worst. Not only because sports, they had one, and they did announce, the new Mass Effect. Was it called Andromeda?
Yeah.
Was it? That was pretty neat. They didn't show anything though, but the announcement was great. But everything else, man, was just a bunch of stuff that we honestly, for the audience that E3 conveys, it was not for us at all. Not only the sports games, but all the mobile games as well. It was just a big mess, honestly. Mm-hmm. But in that same vein, though, I gotta say that it's not that it's the worst, but to me, I found the most disappointing, because EA, really, how much were you expecting, really, to see from the EA conference? Year after year, it's one of the suckiest, right, every year. So the expectations were low already, but it was by far the worst. But to me, the most disappointing was Nintendo. They didn't show us anything new. It was pretty cool having the Muppets and whatnot. I like the whole shtick that they had going on. That was good. At the end of the day, the substance, really, to me, was a little bit disappointing. Again, I didn't see anything new or anything. Everything that they talked about, they already announced in one way or another. So, I don't know. I was a little disappointed by that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that a little bit. And, well, before I share my thoughts, though, what do you think, Tyler?
Well, the most disappointing was for this. I think the worst out of the bunch, definitely EA. Because, look, the only thing I was looking forward from EA is, Mirror's Edge. 'Cause I liked the first one, I loved it, and I've been waiting for a sequel, forever. And when I finally see it, it's only 30 seconds. Now back to sports. Fucking sports. Bring me NBA Jam and NFL Blitz 2000.
That'd be nice. With after the play hits.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're fake teams.
But
yeah, who cares? Who cares that they're not licensed teams? The fact of the matter is those games are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But between the systems from Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox, well, Nintendo was entertaining with the puppets, and I love the Star Fox announcement. I'm not a Star Fox guy, but I always loved the name Star Fox, and I always thought he was a really cool character. But I have to go with Microsoft being the most disappointed games they showed off. Because yes, I'm aware of Halo. I'm close to paying my pre-order off. Gears of War, that's great. I'm sorry, you announced things I was expecting. So.
What did you think of the HoloLens?
The HoloLens, that the Sony thing?
Right.
That's Microsoft.
No, Microsoft. With the
Minecraft. That was actually pretty neat, but I was actually looking for more towards the games.
Okay, I can understand.
Yeah, the HoloLens looks pretty neat, but I'm not a Minecraft guy, so they show me some other games that's going to use those lens. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, if they don't integrate the controller somewhere with the HoloLens at the same time, it's gonna be just another kind of sucky control scheme, honestly. If it's only with your voice and your eyes and whatnot, I don't think it's gonna work as well.
Right.
If you could have the HoloLens just to create the world, right? To be another TV or whatnot, that it's more three-dimensional, but you use your controller like a normal game, I think that would give it a little bit more. The way I saw it, it was just, I don't know, I wasn't that impressed gaming-wise. When they first announced that, with the Windows 10 announcement, I thought it was pretty neat, just to have, especially, but not now, especially in the future when the Internet of Things is already integrated in your house. So if you walk in your home and you can turn your head and look at your refrigerator, for instance, and just give you a status, right? Like you're running low on milk and whatnot, with your HoloLens, stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Or look into your thermostat and give you what's the temperature, how much electricity you're consuming, stuff like that. I think that's
like a real life HUD.
Yeah, for that I think it works pretty well. I'm not sure it works that well in the gaming sense. Again, because gaming, it's more about the experience and whatnot. But if the experience can be ruined by a bad control scheme, right? But with bad controls, I think if they can fix that out, I'm on board with it. I'm not sure at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely going to take some time to figure out the control scheme. This is just my thought, and I will develop this one day if I have to, but I think VR, it doesn't matter who it is, Samsung, Oculus, Morpheus, whatever, HoloLens, they need a Power Glove 2.0. That's what I think. Some sort of glove that has, not as bulky as a Nintendo one, obviously, but something that has motion tracking.
I like the Nintendo one. It's cool. I like putting it on my hand from time to time.
It's bad. It's real bad.
Who cares? It's cool looking.
No, I'm quoting the wizard, man.
But I think some sort of sensory feedback to where it has rumble built into the controller, maybe some touch buttons on top of it. I don't know if maybe one or two gloves would work best, but I think that would be a good start. And then still maybe a controller. Certain games are going to need controllers, and I don't think there's a way to get around that until we get to the point of okay, if you ever played Sword Art Online or know about technology to where you can move stuff with your mind, then that's when we won't need a controller anymore. Until that time, we're probably going to need a controller or really, really good peripherals there's none that really exist right now. The best option we have is the Go controller, which that was kind of cool playing with that in Morpheus, where you can pull the trigger and you see your hands move, but even still, some sort of apparatus on your hand or something would be really nice.
Yeah, especially if it can give you some sort of feedback, as you said.
Yeah.
Because part of what I think why motion controls or touch controls, stuff like that, don't work as well for precision is precisely because of that, because there's just no feedback, right? There's no feedback at all. So you can develop skills through it, but at the end of the day, nothing really beats a good old feedback. When you feel the button pushes, right? If you don't feel it, then it's like you're not doing it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to jump in there. For me, with the VR headset, like I understand what you guys are saying and the glove and all that jazz. I can't wait for the VR system to be set up with the Omni.
Are you talking about the like that 360 movement?
360 movement thing where you can move around in your area. I'll just throw a link. There's the link there. So everyone can take a look at it. I've seen it in action. It's amazing.
Oh!
Have you seen it like first person?
Mm-hmm.
I've been really skeptical of this for a long time. I think it's a great idea and it still needs a lot more development, which is why they're doing a Kickstarter and whatnot. But I still think
the Kickstarter back in 2013-ish,
right.
And they reached their goals. But they've now got them out. They were actually at E3. They showed some amazing stuff with it at E3, and I've seen, like, personally, a version of it up here. Looks good. Put it on with some Battlefield 4. It looked pretty sweet.
Dude, this is gonna be good only with insured purses. Can you believe Fallout 4 with this? It will take you for
Skyrim.
You'll die before you reach your next goal.
All the big kids are not going to be able to play this game. I play it though. I'll play the crap out of it.
This is what we need next. We need we should wear a vest that we can feel pain now.
They've talked about that off and on.
Right?
They have that.
Yeah.
They do?
Yes, it comes with a vest that puts force feedback. If you're playing first-person shooters, or if you're playing Skyrim, it will hit you where you get hit.
Like an actual hit, like punch in the stomach?
Not a punch in the stomach. Nothing. It's just force feedback. They're not
Kick to the
It will kill you for real.
I get kicked in the groin, or...
Not quite. But they do have a military one that actually shoots paintballs at you.
Whoa.
Oh.
So where the bullets are being shot, they'll shoot paintballs at you, and you're kind of in a dome thing, so if
I
you
know
get
what you're
hit in the
talking
game,
about.
you'll get hit.
My older brother
That's cool.
sent me that video a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see it again if you know where it is.
I don't remember, but I can look it up for sure.
I mean, that would be fantastic. I wanted to see that video again. I'm so glad you brought that up.
But that was the start of the Omni, so...
Oh, so that's... So I was thinking, hey, I seen that thing before in this video and blah, 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 but...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I'm happy now.
Hmm.
I was always wondering what they were using.
Yeah. So,
Again, I think it's great. Just to finish here, just sorry for interrupting, but again, the problem is with this is with big games again, where you need to travel a lot, right, to get to one point to the next. I mean, I guess it's great if you want to have some sort of gym at your house, right? But if you just want to kick out and play a video game, I think it's gonna be a little bit of a hard sell for that.
yeah, I remember seeing them on Shark Tank.
Though. Yeah. For being immersed, I think, yes, you add the power glove thing that we were talking about to this, and yeah, you are there pretty much.
The whole meaning is to immerse you into the game, and if you're having to fuck around on a Nintendo Power Glove, that's gonna take you away.
Well,
Right?
it's the initial
You're in
setup.
the game.
But it's the initial setup, right?
It would have the same technology that the Wii, or not the Wii, but the PlayStation Move has. So when you move your hand, it moves around, but there's just enough like weight and girth to it and sensitivity to where, it gives your hands vibrations and stuff like that as a sense of weight to your hands. Not so much a D-pad and 2 buttons on a controller. That's not what I'm thinking. But I think it would be able to read subtle movements in your hand. Like when you want to pick up something, it can do that movement. Like those hard details that you can't do with a controller, to where you can move your hands and manipulate stuff. Like that would be the idea of what that glove would do. And it would only be for specific kinds of games, where, you pick up a gun, you can move it around. Like, yeah, you're not holding a gun in your hand. Maybe you can get a peripheral for that, but that movement would be sensed by your hand rather than having to use a controller or, like, the Move controller instead.
Mm-hmm.
That's my idea behind it. But before I digress a bit, they've already talked about their two, like, of the big three. Like, between Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony for you, Jared, which one do you think won?
For winning?
Or lost, I'm sorry.
Oh, for loss out of the big three, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft?
Yeah.
Nintendo. I said it last time. I said Nintendo obviously has never been told this is how you do a conference. They just looked amateurish and, stick to your Nintendo Direct things.
Mm-hmm.
Stay off the stage. You guys made a good choice last year to stay off the stage. Stay off the stage until you learn how to do it.
I don't think they were on stage.
No, they weren't. It was a Nintendo Direct thing, though, but it was a big one during the event, right? The last year was after the event.
Okay.
It just wasn't good, in my opinion. They showed us nothing that we already don't know, and nothing that blew anybody away.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Like, I didn't hate it, but it was kind of meh. I liked the Star Fox, but other than that, Star Fox and Yoshi were the two games that really piqued my interest. There were some other impressive games, but it wasn't like E3 hype worthy to me. Whereas I feel at least you had that moment at least once at either Sony or Microsoft.
Yes.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely agree with that.
Jaw droppers.
Yeah.
Right? Let's admit it, when Final Fantasy VII showed up, people's jaw dropped. When Shenmue announced, people's jaw dropped. Right? It just did not happen with Nintendo. It was,
Yeah. It was very much which is sad. It wasn't bad. I mean, I felt like if I was 10 years younger, I probably would be a lot more hyped about it. But, yeah. So, on that note, though, were there any games that you guys were, like, besides the big ones like Shenmue would be mine, Final Fantasy, even Fallout, I'll exclude that one as well. Were there any big, like, new IPs or continuations that you guys were really excited about?
I have two that I think I'm very interested to see more. One, it's Horizon, I think was the name.
Mm-hmm.
This for. It reminds me a lot of Ninja Theory's Slate, and I love that game. I don't know. It probably it was one of the ones that I now see a difference on games between this generation and the last, right? Mm-hmm. That really looks like a next gen type of game. Finally, honestly, it's been a little while to get to this point, but I think that's now where I see that power. And the other game that I'm probably more hyped than any other game for some reason is Cuphead, I believe is the name. Cuphead is some sort of shoot 'em up with old style cartoons.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks very old school Disney.
School, and it's really original.
Yes.
Wow, I like that. Yeah, I'll put a link to that in the show notes because that's a very interesting looking game.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It looks hella fun, honestly. I understand that it's gonna be a short game. But to me, honestly, it's never been about the length, and I talked about this as well on my last video with the Shovel Knight.
That's what his wife says too. It's not about the leg.
There you go.
But
It's
you
about
get your
quality,
money's
man.
worth, though.
It's about quality. It's how you move it.
Oh man. Not the size of the boat.
So in that game as well as Shovel Knight, to me, it's a short game for sure, but it's not about that. It's how well executed is doing that. I mean, in this game, it looks like that. I mean, I didn't see anything that was not interesting in that game. So that to me is actually my winner of the whole thing. That game alone.
Your wiener. Yeah, it does look very. I definitely encourage everyone to check that game out because I love the art style and this looks amazing. I'm glad you told me about it because I hadn't seen this. I don't know the developers of this game.
They're new, I believe. They've not done anything else.
Yeah, there was some nice
MDHR.
Yeah. Studio MDHR. Again, there's gonna be a link in the description below so you guys can check that out. But yeah, there was a lot of good 2D games that when I was giving it my second run through, I was pretty impressed by. Like a Mother Russia or something like that. Mother Russia Bleeds.
Mm-hmm.
That looked really interesting. But what about you, Tyler? Any games that caught your eye?
Not any like new IPs or anything. Unless, I don't know if you really want to consider this one, but I'm just glad that they're still doing The Last Guardian.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's just I can't mention like Final Fantasy VII and Shenmue. I am really looking forward to The Last Guardian. It looks like they're following Ico, in my opinion, not Shadow of Colossus. My God, what were they thinking?
Which is the more superior?
I disagree.
For some reason, we've talked about these games for like I don't know how many podcasts in the past now.
I'm sorry, Shadow of Colossus, I thought it was very boring for me to walk around this whole like land just so I can fight this one enemy.
Yeah, you wanna know what I found was boring? Your mama.
The what? Wait, the what?
We'll just continue on.
Oh, I want to know what you said. This is more important.
You have to listen to the podcast.
Oh, you suck.
Yeah, there you go. You can respond in the comment section.
Okay. Ico, I had a little fun playing because I'm using my head more. It's more of a puzzle. I have to leave the princess to solve a puzzle. If I take too long to solve it, she'd be attacked by the shadow creatures.
Those guys are annoying.
Yeah, but I liked it. But I have not beaten Shadow Colossus. I might go back and beat it, but I just found out the ending, and the ending looks stupid, to be honest.
Damn.
I won't spoil it for anyone else. I mean, I got spoiled, but I won't ruin it
Thank
from
you.
you guys.
I haven't beaten either of them yet. I know.
I've not played any of those two games.
Play Ico, but skip Shadow Colossus.
But then you don't have an
actually
opinion.
heard it. I heard both sides now.
Craziness. Well, what about you, Jared?
For me, I'm kind of picking one that's out in left field.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was talked about last E3, but you really didn't hear much of it. This year, I mean, they added He-Man and Battle-Cat. I'm talking Toy Soldiers, the War Chest Hall of Fame edition.
Huh.
This is where you have two toy chests on either side of a bedroom fighting each other. It looks friggin' amazing as a new IP. The link will be, I do believe, should be in the description. I know it's in the chat there.
I will put it up right now.
The game looks amazing. They have He-Man, they have G.I. Joe, Starbright, like, to see your favorite toys fight. Yeah.
I'll do Starbright. I just watched like the first 2 episodes, and it's actually kind of creepy.
For me, for a PS4 title, looks good. I think it's gonna be fun. I do believe it's actually an Xbox title as well, so I'm not 100% sure if it classifies as a new IP. But another one that I really do like was Riggs. That was the one where you have to have the Oculus Rift and you play the mechs.
Oh, right. I heard about that one. I haven't had a chance to watch it, though.
The VR game where you played mechs and you fought with each other and shot and stuff. So, a little different. But No Man's Sky, hands down, is going to be an amazing game when it comes out. It's going to have a lot of hype, I think, as well, and is going to have to live up to it. Yep. And might just end up as another Fable. Look what we can do, and then fall through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm very weary about that game. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic, but they hype it so much, right? They hype it like, here, infinite possibilities. Here you go, your wet dreams, right? But I have this sneaky suspicion that they are not going to live to the hype.
Mm-hmm. What about this for a new IP that is probably going to be the best game that comes out? World of Final Fantasy.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
That looked interesting. It looked very cutesy, but I'm willing to give it a chance.
and that's the only game announced for the Vita, right?
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I want to get it, is because I don't have one of the new consoles. I saw it coming out in the Vita. I'm like, yes, I can play this.
But that's the only game announced for that. That's another thing that was very disappointing. The Vita. Well, there was nothing for it.
Sony pretty much abandoned the Vita, so you probably won't see any more support from them.
Yeah, that really is a shame.
But yeah. But ain't it also on the PS4?
It is.
Yes.
Well, I'll just buy both then, because I can.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely think that game looks very interesting.
Oh, Mighty Number 9's coming out for Vita. They announced that.
Physical copy or digital?
Physical.
Not interested.
There you go.
They announced that for the Vita. So.
We already knew that, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't really announce it. It was just
they showed the showcase for it, so. So it's official now.
Okay, then it was a whole lot of games then for it.
A whole lot.
Anyway, going back to Toy Soldiers, I was just watching the trailer. Is that going to be an RTS?
Yes.
It looks like the people who did that Civil War game, the RTS, the two World War games or whatever. Not Civil War.
I have a problem with those games. I probably need to stay away from it.
What type of a game is this? Like, is this a third-person game, first-person?
Real-time strategy.
The video didn't really show what it's going to be.
It looks like a tower defense at first.
Like
it is a tower defense, but you can jump in and become the characters on the field.
I gotta look up the makers of this game because it looks like a game I have. They've made two already. They made a BioShock joke in there. I gotta say though, one of the more games that I'm pretty excited about, besides like the big ones that they announced, was the one that you told me about, Jared. Nier 2. I talked about this in the last podcast, but I'm really glad that game is getting the recognition it deserves. With a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very well made game. I love the gameplay, the music, the storyline was very what's the word for that? I don't know. There was ups and downs. It was very dark, but very great. I won't go into too much detail on it, but it was a really good game, and that's one of the big ones I'm pretty excited about to see that they're making.
What is Nier? How do you spell it?
N-E-I-R, I believe.
Okay, N-E-I-R.
But it's
a good game.
Yeah, definitely. It's worth playing. It's an action RPG. Can't say too much. It sounds like
a scary game, but it's not so scary.
No, it's not scary at all. There's some scary situations, but no, it's not a scary game by any means. But
I thought it was gonna be like a dark, scary game.
Dark, yes. Scary, no.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the really, really big one for me. Besides, the normal Shenmue, which I've already unpacked my Dreamcast and started playing. The Shenmue 1.
I saw the black Dreamcast. Do you have the box?
I don't have the box.
But here's the thing: I have the box, but not the Dreamcast.
I was gonna say let's make a trade, but that doesn't sound very fair.
You still let me buy it?
Nah, no, I'm keep mine.
I need it complete.
I'm sorry, you can't have this one. I'm sorry. But so I guess the big question that we can get to is, who do you think won E3? And this includes all the Activision, Bethesda, EA, and all the consoles. Like, among all of them, who do you think won E3?
I'll kick it off here.
Cool.
Kick it off. For me, I was really leaning towards saying Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, it was the hardware of backwards compatibility. And it was the fact that you can play all your PS3 games on the PS4, all your Xbox 360 games on your Xbox One and not have to buy them or be digital downloads.
But Microsoft has to get permission from the game companies to add them to the list.
It's up to them, yes. But
yes.
They've already announced titles, and if it was someone like me, who I own, let's say it was PlayStation, right? And I own 300 PlayStation 3 games. To be able to play them on my PlayStation 4, I would love to do that.
Well, get a PS2.
Pay for it. It's just more systems.
Yeah, well, here's
my thing, so...
Here's the problem I saw with that, though, was that you have to download the game, right? So... Yeah, I mean, you could do that, but, I mean, how long before you feel that hard drive?
That's true.
Didn't they just release a terabyte hard drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there you go.
But I thought it allows a code to be downloaded, so that way it doesn't download it, you can still play it off the disc.
I don't know if they really explained it or not.
Yeah,
I know you have to download something.
That would be the ideal.
You put the game in, then it registers that it's a 360 game, and if it's on the list, it will play. Or download the emulator or whatever to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the way they said it on stage, I don't know if they clarified that or not, but the way they said it on stage was, just put the disc on, you download the game, and then you can play it. That's how they said it, right? So to me, it sounds... like, yeah, you put it, you recognize that it's a legitimate game. It goes in and you download the whole game, and then you can play it. If that's the case, then I'm not sure I like it that much, right?
I don't know.
I remember listening to another podcast explaining ain't some of the 360 games you can buy on Xbox One digital? By any chance?
But I don't own a 360 or an Xbox One.
Like, you buy on Xbox, it's a 360 game, but you download it onto Xbox One.
Does anybody know?
I don't know.
Because I'm about to say, I was listening to another podcast saying, if companies can just make money instead of making it free by just inserting a disc, it's bad business.
Well, that's what Sony has, right? Sony has their thing where you can purchase for $49.99 a month and get all the downloads of PS2, PS3 games, right?
Yeah, but they're making money.
Well, that's the thing. Yes, they're making money, but Xbox is coming back with the backwards compatibility, which really isn't losing or making any money, because if people aren't buying those downloads again, they're not playing the game.
They are gaining fans, though, by doing that. That's the thing. They're buying loyalty, so they might not be making as much money because versus Sony and their deal, but that service alone is going to make people want to switch over to a Xbox One if they haven't already. If they're leaning towards buying one or the other, that could be one of the decisions that helps them pick between the two.
Yeah, but then you got those HD remasters.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's so many 360 games that don't get a HD remaster.
Oh no, might happen.
No, not some of the more like obscure ones. Like especially if you're like an RPG fan, they're not going to remake Lost Souls, not the Lost Souls.
Lost Odyssey.
Lost Odyssey. Thank you. They're not going to remake that and a lot of other games. The Armored Cores. They're not going to get HD remakes. And as we all know, the 360 is pretty damn fragile. So unless you have one of the newer generations, more than likely you're probably overheated by now. So you don't have a 360.
That's true. I went through was it 2 360s? I went through. Oh no! When I set my first 360, do they replace them or they fix them?
They replace it. They give you a refurbished one more than likely, and then they just set yours to the side.
Okay, then I might have been through 3 then.
Yeah.
I'm on my 4th one then.
I think I've marked one of mine before and got back a different one. That's why you keep your hard drive. That's where all the data is anyway.
That explains it.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, I think it's a good move. I don't know whether you have to download it or you're just downloading like a code, like an update, like a few kilobyte updates. Because I think that's how the 360 was. You just have to download an update.
Mine didn't work.
Play.
If that's the case, it's a great move, and
right.
I like that. As you guys said, it's great just to have one system. Not only that, the 360 itself was pretty fragile, so it's great to have it that. Now, I saw the list though of the first 100 games. In kind of a sucky list too, but it's just the beginning. So I'm guessing it could be better. I did like that a lot. But Jared, Cass, from what I heard though, you said you were leaning towards that, but at the end, did you pick Microsoft?
Right.
Well, I was leaning towards them because of that, but honestly, the ones that gave the biggest woo for me that I think won, like on a technical level, they were close. Like I thought they won, but I think Sony just kind of irked them out just a little bit. But it was damn close.
Hmm.
I thought Sony won all the way. I wasn't too.
You?
Oh, sorry.
Because you're a fanboy of Shenmue in Final Fantasy VII.
Well, get this, Final Fantasy VII is also going to be on the Xbox, so.
And PC, I think.
They didn't announce it. They just said for consoles.
Well, speaking of Final Fantasy VII, I've been kind of surfing the interwebs here and there, and I've been seeing a lot of hate towards Final Fantasy VII, actually. And because they're doing some changes to the game, they're not just doing a facelift, they're doing, a gameplay facelift, and a lot of people seem to be unhappy about that. Have you guys heard anything about this?
I don't know, but like I said, the last one, if they make it like Final Fantasy 13 or any of the other ones, I'm out.
Oh yes. I don't think. I mean, they're not going from like a turn-based to action RPG, are they?
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
Oh.
I'm hoping it's turn-based, because I love turn-based.
I'll give it a go regardless. I'm not the hugest Final Fantasy VII fan, but I enjoyed the game thoroughly. But
the side quests were the best.
I hated Yuffie. That's all I can really complain about.
Oh, the little ninja chick.
Yeah.
You
know what she does. You know what she does.
Yeah, I know what she does. She's awesome. But here's the thing: she's a secret character, so you don't have to get her.
That's what I'm saying. She's one of the side quests. That's the one thing I hated about her.
But here's something funny I did. When I first played Final Fantasy VII, I went through the whole game and was unable to find Vincent.
Really?
And I noticed, man, I'm really close beating this game, but I haven't found this character yet. So what do? I start the whole game over.
Wow.
I spent another 30 hours going through the whole game, making sure I found Vincent.
Luckily, you get him at any point in the game?
You get him once you go to Cloud's town that somehow got rebuilt.
I thought you had to go to like an underwater cavern to get to him.
Yeah, you had to go through this mansion, and I never went through the basement. I didn't know there was a basement.
Same.
But yeah, after I went through the whole game and second time, then I found him.
Nice. Well, what about you, Antonio?
Yeah, I think I have a very close opinion to Cass. I think Microsoft and Sony were pretty close, but at the end, I think Sony just gave a little bit of more wow. What I think E3 is all about at the end of the day, right? And that's another thing. Honestly, this year we didn't have as many leaks as before, which was fucking great, honestly. I mean, years prior, everything was leaked, right? A week before the event. And this year, a lot of things, I mean, some things were, but most of the big announcements were not leaked. And I think we all win because of that. I hate it when everything's leaked before time. I want to have the surprise. I want to go through the conference and be like, wow, like feel like a kid again, right? Feel excitement. Not going through the fucking conference knowing everything that they're going to show. Why do I even care now, right?
I have to really agree with that. It is, the way you put it, I mean, it is really good to feel like a kid again. You know, if Shenmue was leaked and I hadn't, like, seen, well, I think when you guys had actually shown me and I still, like, lost my shit. But yeah, like, watching a lot of this stuff was very, nostalgic's not the right word, but it made me feel very youthful, and it was very awesome to also cheer with the crowd. Doing it live streamed was very amazing, I think. Definitely great.
Here's a question. How many people had trouble with the Twitch?
I didn't use Twitch. I use YouTube.
Okay.
I used YouTube as well. I think their new gaming streaming service really showed how good it is.
Because I would say, my little brother used Twitch, so I was like, okay, I'll watch it with him. And we lost signal. We were like, oh crap. And we were trying everything. Then we were like, okay, where's YouTube? YouTube's not helping.
Huh.
But eventually we found it. It was such a big pain, though. Gosh.
You should have went to the consoleexplosion.com or to our Facebook, and we had links to...
Yeah, that's what I actually did.
I probably should have, shouldn't I? I wasn't thinking straight. I just want to watch the freaking press conference.
Yeah, because we had links to all the press conferences, to ones that would actually, they turned out to be really good. I was quite happy with what we were able to produce, so, yeah.
But don't worry, we only messed with some Microsoft, so nothing total loss. At least it wasn't Sony. I would be showing for Shenmue when they announced it, and I donated right away.
Oh yeah. Which, again, I think they're what, at 3 million or 4 million now, or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. To get back to what you were saying, Antonio, it is pretty impressive that, like, Final Fantasy VII wasn't leaked, you know? Like, that's a pretty big title. Like, everyone, yeah, whether you like it or you love it, that game is known worldwide. It's a household name. And the fact that it wasn't leaked was really, really impressive. Like, I can't imagine what kind of contracts they had.
Right? Not only that, Final Fantasy VII, Shenmue, or The Last Guardian were not leaked.
Yeah.
Those three things, I think, alone was, I think, quite amazing that was not leaked somewhere before the conference.
Yeah, and Sony did a really impressive job with that. So for me, I'm kind of, for myself, I'm taking out the technology, so I'm like, I'm getting rid of the Morpheus and the HoloLens and any other stuff. But it's really close for first place for me between Sony and Bethesda. And Bethesda, I think they kicked off E3 with their show, and I felt like, for me at least, I liked just about every one of the games on their list. The crowd was very hyped throughout the whole entire time. They did a really good job of, like, the way they spaced their games. Like, Doom was the first one, or something like that. Very hyped, showed this, and then Dishonored. Then they showed Fallout, and they started talking about the apps and everything. And, like, they talked about how that game dropped that night, and that, you know, that kept the crowd hyped throughout the whole entire night. Because, like, oh, I can download this thing and mess with it once I leave E3. I felt like they did a really good job. Like, all their games, I think, were already released or leaked or something like that. And even Fallout 4 was already, like, everyone knew Fallout 4 was already out there. They announced it before it came out. But they did a really good job of just keeping really good content being thrown at your brain the whole entire time. Like, the Fallout presentation was great, how they incorporated that app with it, the Pip-Boy announcement, all that stuff. They found a way of keeping the hype up, even though every game was already announced at one point in the time. Sony definitely did a lot better at keeping things under wraps and having all these new announcements. So for me, it's really hard to tie between the two, especially with all the gameplay they showed for Fallout and how great that game looked, and how this developer could have so many great games, in my opinion. I don't think there's not a single game on that list that I wouldn't at least try. I can't play the iOS one because I don't have an iPhone, but other than that, they had a great presentation. I think it was their first time, so that alone, kudos to them for doing that and doing it so well on their first try. Like, that's damn good. Sony, again, like, awesome games I'm a fanboy of, so it's really hard for me to separate my fanboyness from, like, just a very good presentation overall. But those two were, like, tied for first for me, because I enjoyed both of those equally.
Yeah.
I didn't hear either of you guys mention Bethesda. I'm a little hurt by that.
I'm not a fan of Fallout, sorry.
Yeah, like I said, I've only played Fallout 1 and 2 and Fallout Tactics. So when it comes to, Fallout 3, I've never touched it. I've never played the first-person shooter version of it. I know it's good. I have the game. I'm actually going to play it before I go on my vacation. So I'm going to test it out before I go, because I've been watching a lot of videos on it. Mm-hmm. So there's a little bit of, like, hype-wise for Fallout 4. Talked to my father-in-law about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I talked about E3, and I said, oh yeah, they announced Fallout 4, and he's like, he absolutely had a heart attack. He's like, oh my god, they're making another Fallout 4? That's going to be my favorite game ever. I love the Fallout series. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, you guys should actually try this game, right? Because he's a big fan of, what do you call it? BioShock. He got me into BioShock because I, went over to visit the girlfriend, and he's in the living room playing BioShock 1, right?
Yeah.
And I never saw that game before. And then, moved out, bought my own place, got BioShock, played them all, love them all. So, figured I should probably give this game a whirl and go from there. But that's another reason why I never picked Bethesda.
Yeah.
And not only that, I don't see Doom as a Bethesda series. I see Doom always as id Software. So that's why it's hard for me to see it as, it's a Bethesda product, when to me it was always been a, id always been and always will, and so.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited for Doom.
Bethesda for me was a third for sure, but it's just there were 3 games to me that stand out for that, but that was about it, right? It's just 3 games, and all the conferences there were a little bit more than that. Not only the games, but also the hardware and other stuff and all their announcements. So. Yes, Bethesda, of course, great conference. And as you said, it was pretty much entertaining all the way around because they were showing you. But again, since it's just one developer, I mean, how much can they really show? They show an impressive number of things, as you said, for being one developer. But at the end of the day, I think it's hard to triumph the big 3 just because it's one developer, right?
Yeah, I think they're considered like a publisher now.
They're a publisher as well. You're right. Yeah. You know what? Mm-hmm. I miss Jack Tretton, man. I know it's been like the second year that he's not been in the Sony conference. I don't know. I just like how he gave the conferences for Sony.
Who was that?
Jack Tretton.
That's because he was seen in a tire commercial.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that's right. The Sony guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's really
He's
messed up.
always given the conferences up until the last 2 years for Sony.
Yeah, because he was shown playing a Wii.
Yeah, it was like Michelin or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you're an actor, you have to read your contracts. Take it from me. I know. Read your contract.
But I'm not talking about I know which one. You're talking about the actor that was supposed to be some sort of Sony.
He pretended to be a Sony executive.
No, I'm talking about the actual. He was a former CEO of Sony America, Jack Tretton. Let me see if I can find it.
It's funny because nobody knows who it is, but everyone knows the fake Sony guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know who that is. I'm just telling you. Let me send you the link so you know which one I'm talking about. There you go.
Kevin Butler is
the
who we're
fake
thinking of.
Sony guy. We don't care.
Kevin Butler, yeah, that's the guy. That's the pretend guy.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny, man. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I like his commercials. I can't think of who you're talking about, though.
I sent a link so you can.
Oh, Jack Trenton.
I don't know.
Huh. No, doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, he's always been giving the Sony conferences since the beginning of E3.
Well, I'll be honest, though, like the last 2 years I worked at GameStop for like 6 years, so every E3 I worked at GameStop because of like pre-orders and whatnot. So I never caught a lot of E3 in the past years. Like I saw the trailers for the games, but I never watched the actual conference. I was like, screw it. I knew what was coming out a lot of times before like most people knew what was coming out.
Screw it, I'm
wasn't-
too cool. I work at GameStop, so we can look at the pre-order lists. Cause yeah, we're so cool here at GameStop. Come bring us your games, we'll give you $1 for it. Sell them for 44.
Hey! No, you didn't have to bring those. You didn't have to trade them in. I always thought that was funny. It's like I'm gonna yell at you while I'm trading in my games. Like, hey, there's an eBay down the street on your computer. You can go and use that. But no, I mean it wasn't that like I was too cool. It was just that I knew what was coming out ahead of time. It was actually very boring. Like I didn't have that excitement that everyone else had. I was always very jaded and pessimistic about every game coming out. So I mean it wasn't a good thing or I'm too cool sort of thing. It was just kind of a matter of fact sort of thing. I knew what was coming out. It was my job.
And you couldn't tell anyone?
I mean, they wouldn't put it on the list until we could actually like pre-order it. So if it was already leaked or they wanted it to be pre-ordered, then we could pre-order it.
Okay.
So usually we had a lot of marketing and whatnot, but we couldn't show that. That's usually what we had to hide in the back.
Okay. Now here's a question: do you throw the games away if you can't sell them?
I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say that or not.
Well, you don't
I don't work
work
there anywhere. I don't work there. Yeah, they threw away games that were damaged. They were already damaged, and it was some sort of lawsuit policy where they couldn't give away games. So the district manager would come, and the store manager would go in the back and they like break any peripherals or anything that got traded in as defective. Which it sucks. It does. I never understood that when I worked there. I was like sitting there and having to watch it or do it yourself. Trust me, it's a pain in the ass, but you're getting paid to do it. I mean, you got to do it.
I'm sorry, I don't think I can ever do that.
The worst is the fact of all the promotional items that they have to go throw in the garbage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That you're not allowed to keep. You have to throw away. That to me, and it's like you can't even give it away.
A lot of time. Again, I'm not working there anymore, but we quote unquote, like I'm doing bunny ears right now. We threw it away. So a lot of the cooler stores that don't have a strict district manager would give them away. Like if you look at my room, I have tons of that stuff all over, like a standee of Shepherd and all kinds of other crazy things that were thrown away that I now acquired.
You heard it here, GameStop. Your former employee Tavian, he stole promotional material. Feel free to sue him. I got his address.
God. Oh Jesus! Thought we were friends.
I gotta say though, what game that I think I just remembered that we've not talked about was Star Wars Battlefront. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
The gameplay? Looks freaking.
No, I got nothing. I got nothing to say about it.
I'm excited for it. That's all I can say. It looks good. I love the first one. I like the second one too. I didn't have any problems with either of them. I like Star Wars games in general if they're not like dance related. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy it.
The game looks so real. It looks so amazing. I can't wait to play it.
Give me a controller and an Oculus, and I will just play that forever.
It looks too sci-fi to me.
What?
It doesn't look sci-fi enough for me.
Sci-fi all the way. What are you talking about?
You say how realistic it is. I'm like, yeah.
I think it means the graphics.
It's not realistic at all.
Yeah. I know, Tyler, you were talking about...
I'm going to take this lip from someone that hasn't played most new school games.
Well, I just recently played, Mortal Kombat.
Did you now?
Yeah.
For the Super Nintendo.
Fuck that. Give me Genesis.
See? There you go, folks. There you go.
Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
But yeah, Tyler, you were talking about Star Fox the other day after we were done. I don't know if you had any extra stuff you wanted to talk about that one.
Well, yeah, well, one thing I thought was pretty neat, I don't know if you guys know about the Star Fox 2 that got canceled a long time ago, but on the canceled version of Star Fox, they introduced the chips transforming into, like walkers where they can walk on land. That was pretty neat, they bringing that back.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think it was pretty cool that he even mentioned it at all. Now, please bring it to the Nintendo store. I want Star Fox 2, please. I know you have it done. If you listen to this, do it.
You heard it here. Give us Star Fox 2.
Yes.
Or we'll come find you.
Could you imagine that Star Fox would have some sort of hidden unlock where you can unlock the game?
That would be pretty neat.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
Then we need another Star Fox tournament.
Tournament?
Yeah, a long time ago they did a Star Fox tournament at KB Toys at malls and whatnot. Think of it like the World Championship of Nintendo, except Star Fox.
Oh.
I actually have it in my collection.
Mm.
Oh, you have one of the competition cards?
Yeah.
How much did you pay for that?
I don't mind saying it. $250.
Mm. That's not that bad for that game.
I know, but here's the thing. Over the years, it's skyrocketed in price.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't believe how much they're going for now.
How much are they going for now?
$20?
No, wasn't around like 600 now?
Jeez.
And I actually got it from another YouTuber, but we made a deal through NintendoAge.com. You actually can see the post where he was selling it for several weeks before I bought it and said, hey, I'll take it. Then he's like, it's been sold. Sorry, guys.
That's crazy. Just those competition cards that they have are amazing. I mean, like right now, Star Fox Weekend Competition official star $2,455.
Wow.
Oh, I'm seeing one for 2,000. There's no way it's 2,000.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's
Holy crap!
it's
There's a
bubble.
jacket. I'm seeing a jacket on eBay. I'm gonna watch that.
The jacket.
Yeah. During the competition, if you score like a high enough points, you'll get a Star Fox jacket. Yeah, here's one on eBay.
But hook us up. But
$369. Like, yeah, something about like the competition cards. That's one thing I liked about Nintendo back in the day, doing these type of things. You know, with Donkey Kong, Clay Fighter 64 had one, which was the blockbuster only one, the sculpt cut. So,
Yeah.
you know, things like that. I just wish they'd bring some of those back, but just the way that the world we live in with collectors nowadays, no offense, Tyler, but there are a lot of dicks. You're a professional in the sense that you buy it for the price, but you keep it for your collection. You don't buy it just to turn around and resell it.
No,
And it's those people that are ruining the profession that you're doing, and what that really pisses me off, because I'll never get to play, or my daughter will never get to play certain games because of these people that will buy tons of them just to resell them at a huge profit.
Well,
Unfortunately, the PlayStation 1 mock-up one, right? People got those and selling them fucking through the wall.
You shouldn't praise me too much, because I also resell games.
Well, then you suck my ass.
Well, here's the thing. I went to the store long time ago. It's pretty much like an antique store, but I came across 20 unopened, still factory sealed, Dead or Alive Ultimate on the Xbox. I bought them $5 each, and I sold them for $18 on eBay for each.
Spreading the jiggle physics.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really hiking it up, though.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing. Then I met competition. Everyone started lowering the price, and I had no choice but to sell them like $6 or $7 each. I mean, I got my money back, but...
Well, exactly, and that's fine, but it's people who get, the little Samsons, or, things like that, who, have, the NES Championship cartridges, right? Those ones, right? Those are the issues.
I came across the gray NES Championship card. It was back in the Arcade Expo when I first went. But, here's the thing. He was asking for a lot of money. I won't say what it is, because I made him an offer. He says, yelled at me no. No counter offer or anything. Then I was like, can you please tell me a story how you got this? And it went from, it's no surprise that I came across this game and whatnot.
Score 7 years ago.
Yeah, he's just such a snob. And thank God I did not see him this year. I actually heard they won't let him back.
How much did he want for it?
He wanted $15,000.
You should have drop kicked him in the throat.
The gray one?
I won't say how much I offered him, but
how much did you offer?
I'm not gonna. I don't want to be how much I offer him.
How much did you offer? Was it over 10 grand?
I'm not saying.
It was 8,000, wasn't it?
I'm not saying.
It was you, wasn't it, Jerry?
How long was this?
It was about. Let's see here. This was my 3rd year going. Okay, it was 3 years ago.
It was fairly recent then.
Yeah, but he was. I wouldn't even say he was such a snob. He wanted $70 for Conco's Bad. No, wait, it wasn't $70. It was like $150 for Conco's Bad Fur Day.
How much did you offer?
Oh, I didn't care for the game. I didn't want it.
No. I'm talking about the gray Nintendo World.
I'm not revealing it.
Come on.
He's not going to say.
Come on.
I don't want people to think, oh, this guy has tons of cash laying around.
Make an offer you can't refuse. That's what I thought you were going to say earlier. But, large segue. very ambiguous segue. I forgot about this game, but I wrote it down. I'm glad I found my notes. But there's a game called Firewatch. Did you guys see that at all? Nobody.
I saw it. I don't know what it's about. What are you, a firefighter in the forest?
I guess so, but something happens to you along the way, and I like the way it was described. It looks very much Team Fortress art style. It's a first-person game, but your only ties to surviving is this walkie-talkie with a girl's voice on the other side.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I just think the concept of that is very interesting. I don't know too much about it yet. I know there's something happens and you have your own watchtower or whatever they're called. But somebody's in it and you're way over somewhere else and she's telling you about it. But the concept of it looks very interesting. I don't know too much on it yet. I have their website pulled up. The developer's name is Campo Santo, I want to say. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but
Campo Santo.
Campo Santo. Thank you, sir. I'll give you guys a link to that. And it looks... I'm very on the wall in it, but it has my attention. I want to know more about it. I love games that are story-rich and have some sort of sense of survivability to them, so... I I'm really excited to see what this game is about. Like, it's something that's a little different from the norm. Not an action game. I don't know, I just love games that have a good storyline. So we'll see. We'll see what this is about.
Yeah. You know what it reminded me of a little bit? The Xbox 360 game, what was it called? Alan Wake?
I love that game.
Yeah, I love that game as well. I don't know if it was like because of where they were, the location, kind of wood style. I don't know if that was it, but something gave me that vibe. I think this might be a little bit of a horror game with it.
Yeah, I think it was the atmosphere. Like, even though this is very vibrant, the storytelling looks kind of similar to it. That was a great thing about Alan Wake. It was very story rich.
Yes.
Had a great environment, had great voice acting. The art style looked very specific. You know, it would look very intended, and I loved everything about it.
Yes, me too. I love that game.
One thing that have you guys ever played Lifeline for the PS2?
No.
Lifeline, no.
Lifeline. What it was is Lifeline. What it was is there's a girl in a space station, but you control her movements because you're a guy in the security room watching her through the security cameras and directing her through a microphone.
Oh, I don't remember that game.
That's how you get her to move around. It's saying you need to go to the left door and go through there and, get her through the space station by doing that.
I remember that game. I think Xplay a long time ago reviewed it, and I think they gave like a 1 out of 5.
Weird.
For a lot of their things, Xplay gave it 2 out of 5. IGN gave it 6.8 out of 10. GameSpy gave it 1. GameSpot gave it 6.5. GamePro gave it 3. Game Informer gave it 8.75. EGM gave it 4.3 out of 10. So it's really up and down. The official PlayStation Magazine gave it 2.3. And yeah, so it's really up and down when it comes to reviews. So you can tell who got paid off on that one.
Yeah, I'm always kind of skeptical about like the big game reviews for that very reason. That concept looks very interesting.
Game Informer. Such Game Informer that's owned by GameStop. Let's just get paid to review games.
Yeah, I didn't really like the reviews on GameStop.
Man, I still get magazines from them. I don't even read them anymore.
I used to read them for what's coming out, but yeah, for reviews, no, I never really watch the reviews.
You're supposed to read, not watch.
Oh, watch, read, same thing. YouTube, Game Informer.
Semantics. Quit being an ass.
I'm tired. I've been up for a few days doing random stuff. But yeah, reviews, you can't trust them sometimes. The big ones.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what one review we should talk about right now is the season finale of the Game of Thrones.
No, I don't want to talk about that show.
Nah, I don't care.
I don't want to talk about that damn show.
Yeah, either do I. I don't care for that show at all. I mean, I might live in Kentucky and all, but all the incest, gosh.
I watched the last episode, and I got feelings right now that you're bringing back up, Jared. Bringing them up.
Have you watched it yet, Antonio?
No, I'm on episode 8 of the last season, so please do not spoil me anything.
That's why I said it, because I knew you were still watching it.
No.
Okay, then
I'm honestly avoiding a lot of things so I don't have that spoiled.
Okay.
You know what? One game that we never talked about that I'm actually really surprised, because we're all kind of RPG fans here. I think we all sort of like RPGs and everything. One game that we never talked about was Xenoblade Chronicles.
That's because I never played it.
Same. It looks great.
You never played Xenogears or anything?
Nope.
Wow, you guys are missing out on a good series for sure.
Yeah.
It's like I said in the last one, I never played the game, but I like Shulk and Smash. Kicks ass. That Monado arts, though. So, give us a quick explanation of this game, because I know it's good. I just don't have a Wii U.
Oh, it's a Wii game.
Oh, no, it was on a Wii. The regular one was on a Wii, right?
I've seen this cover before.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: do I have to swing my arms around?
No.
No.
It's not a motion game.
Good. Let's keep it that way. That's why I don't play my Wii anymore.
It made me think of the gameplay kind of looked like Monster Hunter, I think it's called. That's what it made me think of, anyway.
You need to play the first Xenogears, like the whole Xenogears saga and everything that's within that world is pretty big. So,
It's on the original PS2.
PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
It's going to cost us a fortune now.
It's going to cost you a lot of hours, too.
Yeah.
It'll cost you.
The new Xenogears Chronicles, they're saying, is going to be about 30 hours worth of gameplay, which isn't a lot compared to the originals.
Yeah, I remember playing one of the originals. I think it might have been part 2. I don't remember. But I played it, started the game up, started watching the cutscene, fell asleep, woke back up, and the cutscene was still going on.
Yeah.
But it was like when I fell asleep, it was like an archaeologist, and then all of a sudden we're in the future, and I was like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, I've seen this cover before. I'm looking at the PS1 cover.
Yeah.
One thing about the original Xenogears is the composer is the same composer of Chrono Trigger. So the music is good. Good.
Who's the composer? I only have one in mind from the Final Fantasies.
And who's that? Oh no, it's not Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger.
Okay, but the one composer I'm always love listening to, especially the Final Fantasy VII music, is Nobu, whatever that.
Uematsu.
Nobu, I don't know how you pronounce those Japanese names.
No, he's done music for Xenosaga, Xenogears, Shadow Hearts, Soul Sacrifice, Mario Party. Let me see if I can say his name here. I'm probably going to butcher it. Yasunori Mitsuda.
You posted on the... I actually really like Soul Sacrifice. Can you post the name?
I will post the name, yes. Right. Xenogears, the rating for the game, I'll give you guys an idea. Let me just post this so you can read the gentleman's name. Post. Boink.
I actually really enjoyed Soul Sacrifice. That was a great game.
The ratings for the game is Game Revolution gave it a B+, GameSpot 9 out of 10, IGN 9.5 out of 10, PSM 5 out of 5, Games Domain 10 out of 10, Honest Gamers 10 out of 10, RPG Fan 98%, Video Games First 10 out of 10. It's got a game ratings of 91%.
Damn. Solid game.
You need to pick this game up, and then once you play it, and then you play the other ones, Xenosaga and Xenoblades, it's just amazing. Like, have you guys played Xenosaga 1, 2, or 3 for the PlayStation 2?
I played 1. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. You have to play Xenogears, and then the Xenosagas, and then into the Xenoblade Chronicles. They're just the massive world that it is. Like, it's just holy.
Is it turn-based? Or
the original, I think, was, I believe. I can't remember off by heart.
I love turn-based.
I think it is. I just can't remember for the life of me.
It's been a long time since it's like literally been 10 years since I played Xenosaga. I think it was.
Yeah, Wikipedia says turn-based, so okay. Yeah, I might pick it up. I'm looking at eBay right now.
Yeah, the Xenogears is a great game. I just wish the prices were somewhat good in Canada.
Well, the thing is, with Xenoblade, at least, one of the reasons I never picked it up was because it maintained a very high price tag.
And there's a reason, because the whole series is fantastic. That's why.
And it was also kind of, like, they didn't make a high number of them, too.
No.
Because I remember we never had a lot of those in stock. Like, we only had 1 or 2 in the store at any given time. I think in Japan, I'm sure it's different because it's a popular title, but over here, it just wasn't as popular, it seemed like.
Well, originally it was pre-order only.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then they
do a
released
reprint.
a few. Sorry?
Sorry, why they didn't have as many is because they didn't reprint. They just made one print, and that was it.
Yeah. Which is dumb because, like I said, if you get the games, if you play the games, they are amazing games. If you haven't played them, pick them up. And I would love to see more.
Well, there's a question. What year did Xenogears came out?
2005? No.
I'm talking about the PS1.
Oh, Xenogears. Oh, fuck, I don't know.
But to say, maybe it's because it was late in the lifespan of PS1 or something.
98.
No. Oh, the PS2 wasn't out, so yeah. Why one print one?
Well, I was talking about Xenoblades. I don't know about the other ones.
Okay, then never mind.
Right.
Yeah. But if you can't find a physical copy, it is on the PlayStation Network.
Well, I did come across a
then.
couple at GameStop.
Would it be on the Vita?
I don't know.
I don't have to check.
You'd have to check. One thing I found with the Vita, though, is like the touchscreen controls fuck up the game. Like I had Final Fantasy 3 on my Vita, and I couldn't do the menu because it would just keep going the whole time.
Which version of Vita do you have?
The I don't
3G
know.
or the non-3G?
The Canadians never had any of those issues with the 3G because we don't pay for internet like you guys.
What, you don't pay for internet over there?
No, it's free.
Are you being sarcastic or are you being sick?
I'm just being sarcastic.
Okay, I'm about to say.
But you guys go through AT&T, right?
Yeah, that's how it was on the Vita. I didn't mess with the 3G. I have a 3G Vita, but I never even bothered with it.
I just use the Wi-Fi. I never touched the 3G.
Yeah, so most of the ones up here, I believe, you could play it online, but you don't have to go, because you had to buy like an AT&T package to play.
Well, I thought it was a monthly fee.
Yeah. Through AT&T.
Yeah, the only reason I asked which version you had was to see if maybe like the 3G version had some hardware that was screwing up your touchscreen or some crazy nonsense. Because I have Final Fantasy IX that I play on the PS3 and the Vita.
Oh,
and I didn't have that
9.
issue. I know, me too.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's just the game, because none of my other games have those issues. It's just Final Fantasy 3, so I had to uninstall it.
That's a bummer.
Yep. But we are way off
I'm gonna have to check. Oh yeah. So, to get us back on track, it looks like Sony is pretty much the winner of E3. If I had to pick one of the big three, I would definitely pick Sony. Microsoft was great with the HoloLens. I didn't really see any games that I really wanted to buy, and then Nintendo was Nintendo. It was like the little brother of like the E3 conference. It wasn't bad by any means, but the Muppets were a little creepy at times, and they showed some good games. But Sony, definitely. I think that's unanimous. I want to know what other people think as well. Like, I'd like to know in the comments or on our Facebook or anywhere that you can post. Let us know who you think won and what games were really big for you. Kingdom Hearts definitely was another big one. I think that goes without mentioning. But
Thumbs down to Kingdom Hearts. Use
COD, the Call of Duty.
The Call of Duty Jump. That was a big one. That's why Sony won.
Because of Call of Duty? Yeah, definitely. You know, it's the mechs. You can play as mechs and girls now, so... First, not a mech, but a robot? I don't know what you call that thing. But, anywho, I think this is a good spot to end it. We're at that hour mark. It is also Father's Day as of recording this, so congrats to Antonio and Jared on being parents and all that good stuff. No
and
problem.
It's amazing that Father's Day is celebrated internationally.
Yeah, I didn't know that until today.
Thank you, Facebook.
Yeah. So, Antonio, where can they find you?
They can find me at my house here.
Oh, you just moved, so.
Yeah. No, you guys can find me at the YouTube. If you search for Gokado, Gokado. Gokado Retro Reviews is the show. And Twitter at Gokadito, Gokadito. And at the forums, hopefully more active now, at the forums of the Coastal Xplosion. You can find me there as well. If you have any questions or you can share anything, you can find me there as well.
Hey, all right. And then, Tyler, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on YouTube, the Video Game Hunter 32. You can find me on Twitter, VGH32. Or you can look at my drawings at DeviantArt, Video Game Hunter. And I recently just got done with commission. So, check that out.
All right, congrats.
All right, congrats, yeah.
And then, Jerry, where can they find you? As if I have to ask.
Yeah, you don't really have to find me anywhere. Just go check out theconsoleexplosion.com. That's where you find all your video game news, as well as all these guys' great shows. If you don't want to cycle through YouTube, you can actually find each one of these guys as a feature pretty much on the front page of theconsoleexplosion.com. You can also find us out on Twitter at Console Explosion. Check us out on Facebook if you don't want to go to our website, as well as check us out on Twitch for live streaming and our forums, which is for all the gaming community to get, hand in hand here, folks. That's what we're looking for. We just started a new multi-community or multi-channel community where we're looking for, if you're looking for representation as an MCN, we're your one stop. We give you promotion. There's no revenue. There's no contract. It's been fun. Everyone who's part of our MCC right now has enjoyed it. Check the forums. Talk to the people who are part of it, because they'll tell you how good we've been so far. But yeah, that's all from me.
Most definitely. And you just finished a new top 30 NES titles, did you not?
Oh yes, we did. We just finished we're doing the top 10, which is actually the top 30 NES titles, and we just released 21 through 30. Next week will be 11 through 20, and then 1 through 10 the following week, followed by a One Life to Live through Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game.
Yes. Awesome. So keep your eyes open for that. But I am the Philocypher. You can find me on Facebook.com/the Philocypher. It's spelled like Philocypher, Philocypher. I know it's kind of confusing. On Twitter at the Philocypher and YouTube the Philocypher. But also, like Antonio said, you can find us in the forums, get to know us, talk to us. But that about wraps it up. I appreciate all you guys for joining for this 3-part E3 wrap up of everything we talked about. Again, let us know any thoughts. But yeah, once again, I am the Philocypher, and I will see you guys in the next one.